Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pooja at A Book by the Window. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are reading good. Today's video is coming from my bedroom. I couldn't bother to get my box light on, and as is, we have a nice sunny window here. There's not a lot of sun in my living room, so I use another light. But for today, I have a different kind of video planned today. It's kind of a book tag, and it has been a while I did book tags. I used to do them a lot when I had a Bookstagram page, and I would answer some of the questions. If you don't know what a book tag is, it's essentially some questions that you get thrown like a rapid fire, and you answer them to the best of your knowledge or how you feel about them, and in this way the viewers can get to know a bit more about you. It's always very interactive to get to know the creator that you have been following or subscribed to, and you can throw in your own questions in the comment section below if you want me to answer. I check them ever so often, and if you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel and like, share, comment as usual. For now, let's get into the video. The book tag that I'm doing today is called Off the Top of My Head book tag. So off the top of your head essentially means whatever comes to your mind. You're not used to answering those kind of questions, and you haven't seen those questions before. I haven't seen these questions before, and I don't know, I couldn't get to the bottom of the original creator who started this tag. If you guys know it, comment in the description box below, and I'll also, in the meantime, while I'm making this video and before this video comes out, I try to find the original creator and link in the description box if I do. If not, I hope to just enjoy the questions and enjoy answering them. And my laptop, which has all the questions open, so let's go through them one by one. First question says, what was your favorite picture book as a child? Okay, I have to think about this one. I really have to think about this one, because growing up, I did not have a lot of access to books, as in we didn't come from a very affluent background. We would not go about buying a lot of books, but I had a school library where I would be able to get some books. And now that I think about it, I don't think so comic books count as picture books. So I don't remember as a little kid when I read something which would be called a picture book today. But I do remember that I found Archie's comic books in my school library, and when I did, I was very elated and I would be hooked to them. Now I realize they were very expensive, and I don't know how my school library ever got them. I do give my librarian the credit that whatever money would come in, she would make sure we get access to really good books, and that's how I got into reading as well. And so that would be my answer. I would say those were my favorite. They are still my favorite. I find myself getting them out of the library today as well, and I've come too far, I guess, to get them and not be able to read them. But as I said, they used to be my favorite, and I have really fond memories of reading those. Okay, what does the second question say? What book series did you love as a child? Okay, I think all of these questions are pertaining to your early childhood or how you were a reader when you were growing up. For me, I loved the Nancy Drew series. A lot of people liked the Famous Five, but I was always hooked onto Nancy Drew. Her character, her mannerism appealed so much to me. At one point, I was spending all my summer break reading about Nancy Drew, and I imitated her. I would always think, what would she do in a situation, like a real world situation I would encounter? I would find myself thinking about it over it. So I would say the Nancy Drew series were my favorite as a kid. Next question says, what is the worst book you have read or tried to read? I don't know about this one. I don't want to name bad books. Certainly there are so many books that I have not liked. I picked them up, and before I was finished with them, I thought, why did I spend so much time reading about them when in the end I had to be disappointed? But I would still not like to name them, because it's fine. Like, you can check my Goodreads review, you can check my Goodreads list to know about my 1-star reads, but I wouldn't like to name them in a video per se. My Goodreads is also linked in the description box below. If you want to connect, if you want to know about my book list, it is always a good place to start if you're just beginning, or if you want to find more friends in the book community, I would highly recommend it. The next question says, what is your favorite reading or book memory? I have had a lot of nice memories growing up of reading, but as I said, I never had access to like a active book collection, because My parents were not very big on getting books for us. As a matter of fact, I would get second-hand books for my course. So you can imagine that there was no budget for new books. But the fondest memory that I have was to spend my free period or library period sitting in the library reading countless books. I would look forward to that period so much. We used to have only 2 of them every week, and a lot of kids would spend that reading magazine or other things, which is not wrong. We are just kids. But I would get so engrossed in the books, and I would ask my friends to check out more books than we were allowed. And I had a really good relationship with my school librarian. We are still connected on Facebook, I think, and she would always give me extra books to lend and take home. And I was so particular, so disciplined about keeping those books super nice and returning back and then checking out more books. And that's when my love for reading started. And I have very high regards for library in the sense because they give access. They're very if they're accessible, if any city, country libraries are accessible, it gives a power of knowledge to kids, a power of being able to think and imagine and hone their creative senses early on in life. And that's how I have been lucky, and those memories still stay with me. Next question say, what is a book you loved as a movie? Okay, I think I have 2 answers for this one. First one would be Rebel Wears Prada. I really did not like the book so much, but I loved the movie. And the second one would be Gone Girl. Same for it. I tried reading the book. I did not like it, but Gone Girl as a movie is one of my favorite movies. I watched it multiple times and I love it to pieces. So that's going to be my answer. Okay, next question says, what is a book you wish that they would make into movies? I don't know if this book has already been made into a movie, or I guess normal people already came out with their BBC special, right? So that wouldn't count. I really like Rich Crazy Asians, the movie that got made into. And oh yeah, I would like that book to be made into a movie. What's it called? The song is by Madeline Miller, I guess. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me in the comment section below. But I do enjoy reading that book, and it has such a good mix of Roman and Greek mythology. I would really see it come to life in a movie, and it gave me certain vibes of Call Me By My Name, and I did enjoy that movie, and I would like to see it in a context of old Roman and Greek literature. And as is, I really love that book. So the visualization, the set, and the dialogues would be really a treat to watch. So that's going to be my answer. What is a place you want to visit because of a book you have read? So I've already been to the UK. I've been to Edinburgh, which gives me Harry Potter vibes. So that would have been my answer if I was already not there. I would like to add, because I've loved the Hobbit series and the Lord of the Rings, I would like to visit Ireland and places where they have that whole setup shotted. And there's some places in the UK which I was not able to visit, where they shot the Game of Thrones series. And I would definitely like to visit those on my next trip. Whenever that is, I would like to go to Ireland, Scotland, UK, the whole shebang, and hope to live that whole scene from a book all over again. The second last question says, what's a non-fiction book you'd recommend? I do quite like some non-fiction books. Maybe I should have a whole video dedicated to it. But off the top of my head, the book that always comes to my mind is Murakami's What I Talk When I Talk About Running. I don't want to get much into it because I feel I need to talk about it elaborately in another video, but I'll just touch on the subject that book kind of changed my life. It's not just about running, but it is a way of living through running, but also way of living through sheer willpower and sheer determination, never giving up, and looking at things in life a long-term investment, not just short-term gains. So that is an amazing book if you want to learn that. It's a very small book as well, and you can also note, and it also tells about the story of such a big author in history. So definitely something that people should read. And with that, we are at the last question. If you could hang out with an author for a day, who would it be and why? I guess everyone knows the answer. I keep talking about my favorite author all the time. I would like to spend a day with Jhumpa Lahiri, but I am pretty sure I'm going to be so intimidated by her presence, I wouldn't be able to say anything. I would just like to get into her head and ask what is her thought process while she writes books, and how beautifully she writes these prose, and is there an element of melancholy in her life? That's going to be probably a very inappropriate question, but I would just like to know where those thoughts come from, and a feeling of loneliness and a feeling of us being humans in our truer spirit. How does she describe it so well? And that's going to be my answer. I hope I see her someday. I am not sure when that's gonna happen, but one day, maybe, fingers crossed, that might happen. And with that, we are at the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me talk about these questions, and I'm gonna come up with more such fun book tags. If you like this video, you can also post your questions in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my knowledge, as I said. And what are some of your answers to these questions? I'd also like to know that. With that, I'll take your leave for today. I haven't been feeling too well these days. It's very hot and I got a little bit of a fever last night, but I really wanted to come here and make this video. So if you liked it, please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading.